reason I brought it up with Deadlock is because they implemented something really funny where if they detect that someone is cheating, like in the middle of a match, it presents the rest of the players with two options, where it's just ban them now and end the match right now, or turn them into a frog.
Oh yeah, that's just
The rest of the
that shit is tight. Bro, usually I am drier than the fucking shelves.
Then the
on
girl's
my
cold
fucking...
doesn't get.
Damn! Drier than a grilled cheese without tomato sauce. Fuck,
Yeah, that's true. Well, I was gonna say I'm
Texture.
drier than a fucking
taste.
biscuit without any
ad.
butter, but
I like
it's
biscuits.
like
I like some of the biscuits.
Biscuits
are
on
great,
their own.
dude.
It depends on how they're made.
Yeah, some biscuits don't require butter because that's just like too much
Yeah.
sweetness.
I don't know. I enjoy a nice butter and biscuit.
That's you fucking British people. I'm not talking about your stupid cookies. We're talking about real like
the
biscuits.
Biscoff?
Like
that got really hostile very quickly.
no,
I mean,
I'm
it
sorry.
is the British.
Mortal and
so
I have talked
it's
about
fair.
British and English language too many times, like cold hot chocolate.
see.
I don't know,
I thought
guys.
it was
Apparently,
Welsh.
we just hate fucking
All right.
biscuits. What's up? Welcome back to the podcast. There's no context for this at all, but welcome
None
back.
whatsoever.
I'm
My
sorry.
name is Nestani,
I am Jaxler.
I am DECosmic.
I'm Coley.
and today I'm just going to make sure that people have the desktop audio muted, by the way.
I have it muted this
Cool.
time.
Let's
we
go.
can blame
I have-
me.
And so now what I want to
I-
talk about is Cosmic just recently went on a trip to Japan. Please tell us all about it, Mr. Cosmic.
What?
You
What?
recently
I
went
didn't
on a
go
trip
on
to Japan.
Oh, right. So I played through the three copies of Japanese Devil May Cry.
Yeah, he went to Japan.
Yeah, I went to. This is like when I
God.
when I
Thumbs
make
down.
The dissertation
like-
begins.
-7 social credit.
this is like when I make the joke that my Xbox One X has in every way but physically been to Hong Kong
Xbox
because
on.
I changed the location of it to Hong Kong.
Oh, dude, I have an Xbox
order
One.
to-
You want to see it?
Yes.
Okay.
In order to successfully install Otogi 2 Immortal Warriors, because the American versions have problems with licensing. So if you change your location of your Xbox to Hong Kong, it will actually just use the license to from the Chinese version.
Here's
to
my
install
Xbox
it.
One.
That's not an Xbox One. That's an OG Xbox.
No, see, look, Xbox One. See, it says one right there.
All right,
says-
well, guys,
it does
it's been a
say
fucking
one. It
treat,
says-
honestly.
That's
So yeah, I mean, so when people are actually watching this, that video will have been up on YouTube for about like 3 or 4 days, but you should go and watch it anyway.
Go
where I
like
do
and subscribe now.
the speed run of all 3 of those Devil May Cry ones. And honestly, like I thought that I was actually playing on my Japanese PS2, but I was playing on my region unlocked PS2, so the loads were probably longer than they should have been, because region unlocking actually increases loads, to my knowledge. So yeah, that's a thing. Oof. Yeah, it's I don't know how much, but apparently it does. And I think that like Zana's talked to me about this, and I believe Carsey has mentioned it prior to, or something like that. But no, it was a fun time. Yeah. Pretty neat. What else was I gonna bring up? Right. So what do we think about Twitch allowing raid numbers into concurrent viewership now towards the partner goal?
I think it's just a universal good.
What do you mean?
So
I'm not
prior
Good?
to
I don't know.
prior to recently,
Is there drama about this? Is this like where are we going with this?
people are, I don't know, people seem for some reason like, I don't know, doing some gotcha stuff with it.
Like gotcha
to be
games,
fair,
or
like
Genshin Impact,
not really.
AFK
well, like
Journey.
GOTCHA.
I
To
don't know
some
what you just
extent, like
spelled.
people, gotcha.
Gotcha,
People,
bitch.
Oh,
That
like the
that kinda
word.
gotcha.
Okay, got you.
like the word. People seem to think that this is like
Not to be used
a
with
fast
gotcha.
track to, or like an
Hyper.
easy track to partner or something like that. And people are like, why is Twitch making it so easy to get partner now? And oh, the perks of partner are so much like lessened now. And honestly, number one, we have to acknowledge that
They've been lessened
It's
for
been-
years.
Yeah, like, they've been lessened for years, and they've also been lessened because so many other people have partner now, because the pandemic happened and traffic went poof, and now like,
some of
when
those
you go to
niggas don't get viewers anymore, but they're still partner.
Yeah.
I can name
when you
a
go to
lot on
partner-
my hand. Multiple hands.
When you go to a
My
partner
feet.
party now at TwitchCon, there's a lot more people in it. And they're all cheating on their wives with their GTA girlfriend. Their GTA RP girlfriend.
Good one, good
So,
one, good one,
yeah.
good one. Got that goon going up in the club.
Sometimes I know the drama. But it's really weird to me because, like, I mean, number one, you have to think to Twitch, like, did you finally understand over Twitch that, like, community building is a good thing? And there is a part of me that's salty, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, thanks Twitch. Now that I'm not trying to grow a brand, and now that my numbers are down, and now that, like, you know, I'm not in my initial couple of years launch of content and shit.
Honeymoon phase.
Yeah, now that some of the well has run dry, and I'm actually trying to make money instead of chase a dream, it's like,
Oh, bars. I like that. Bars. Hey,
It was all a
fair
dream.
enough.
give me that back.
Fair enough. Yeah, like, now that I'm trying to do that, and like I make more now, considerably more now than I did when I was trying to stream on Twitch part-time plus do a full-time job. So, like, I'm up gravy, but it's like
Not that we
I
use
could have
young
probably
gravy.
had partner. True. I could have probably had partner a while ago during all the time that I was networking and making friends and had some shit popping off. Like, I am sure with raids back in 2022, like 2021, 2022, I'm sure I could have easily gotten partner. So there's a part of me that's salty, right? And there is a part of me that's a little bit like jealous of the people that are now going to kind of get judged on that. But I'm like, well, on the other hand, I'm thinking, well, my work rate is up anyway on stuff that I'm doing. And I'm just streaming more in general, so maybe I can actually do it now, but who knows?
Games Done Quick is going to raid Jaxler, and he's going to get partner overnight.
I would love that for Jaxler.
I wish.
I would love
wish.
that for Jaxler.
Unfortunately, you have to
honestly.
average it for a full month. Here's my thing, just quick tidbit
Yeah.
for anyone that's upset about this, which I feel like the only people that would be upset about this are like OG partners that like want to gatekeep.
Probably.
That's like my
Yeah.
quick and dirty on this. If you get raided once by like fucking Pokimane, you're not going to average 75 for the month. No.
That's not how. Yeah, exactly.
Like
That's not how
they're,
it-
they're gonna
no.
have to
Yeah.
come back, right?
It's
now you
so
can
bad
if
growing
she
on
raids
Twitch.
you and then you make a good impression on like enough of those people that they keep coming back. But if
Which
that
if
doesn't
Pokemon
happen,
rated you better make a fucking good impression on this.
I that's never going to happen. But you know, if
That's
it
fair.
did, you know,
You can at least try, you know.
yeah. But like,
Yeah.
so many things have to go correctly even after the first raid. So it's like even the people that don't deserve it because they only got raided once. That's like probably like a fucking like pebble that may happen like once or twice. Like overall, like most of the time, big like literally. I remember a couple years ago, Pokey rated this guy like fucking 2021 tiny streamer. He fucking flew up numbers for like a week, and then he went back down to his normal 30.
Yep.
Because I knew
How it
because I
works.
followed him, and obviously, as we discussed last episode, I love pocket watching. So
Yep.
I just watched his numbers rise for a little bit and then fall, and like I don't think he got partner. I don't think he did. I think he
Yeah. Oops.
What were you gonna say, Jax?
Yeah.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was just wondering more so, like, let's say you do get partner, like, is that like how is that even going to necessarily push the needle for you for like your career, I guess, right? Because it's like I feel like people have this.
It's like
assumption-
invisible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I feel like people have this assumption that like Twitch partner is going to magically save their career or like magically give them a career, and it's just it's not like that in 2024. Like if you're
No.
not like doing like honestly, if you're not doing YouTube content, like you're just you're just
You're bodied.
stupid.
Yeah.
You're just
Yep.
stupid.
I mean,
You're like
yeah.
Cole. You're just stupid. I'm just
Damn.
gonna say it. Yeah. Well, based on the conversation we had earlier, I
Yeah,
just
I mean,
you talking to me?
I mean, it's part of the thing, right? Too. It's something that you can kind of put on the resume, and so as a way of like selling yourself to,
Sure.
I guess, prospective,
yeah.
you know, partnerships and stuff. To
It's
other
like an invisible
prospective
thing, you know.
sponsorships,
It's like
yeah.
you get like a little bit more respect if you go into Twitch chats and you have the little partner badge on your thing and you type, you get more people looking at your name, right?
Yeah.
And some of those people will actually check you out. For example, I'm on Twitch I used to be on Twitch all the time, but like when I was, I would see random partner streamers come in, and sometimes I would just click on their name and just look at their channel like for 2 seconds because I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
In 2020.
Like, who is it?
Yeah. And you're just like, who's this? Like,
there is too, like, you know, the thing
lots of invisible stuff.
Is that people do kind of seem to some extent underestimate the influence that like a partner on Twitch can have. I remember watching a partner who was like, oh yeah, I saw DECosmic playing the Devil May Cry reboot the other day. That was pretty cool. And then I actually checked my analytics for the next stream that I did, and like 45% of my viewership that stream was from that guy's stream. Simply because he mentioned me.
Wow.
So it was like, and I
don't know you could do that, but that's cool as fuck.
And it's like, no, yeah, that's on the stream summary page. You can check that sort of stuff. Like,
I'm never gonna look at it, but that's cool.
Yeah, it's like, it's one of those. I think it's one of those like, what channels?
Yeah, you're actually popular, dude.
It's like what one of those like what channels do your viewers share?
Where's my 5 viewers coming from? I don't know.
Yeah,
where's my
from that one guy who's
average 3 to
always in my
5
chat,
viewers?
like
It's,
best viewers at.
It's
Twitch
you,
chat.
your alt account.
It's me and Nestani. So where's my 3 viewers coming from?
It's us three,
electric
bro.
skateboard
We've been
when we
here the
need it.
whole time.
No, it's not.
Yep.
None of you are watching my Smite streams. No, come on.
Yeah, I was about to say, like this weekend I see
lurk
Smite, I'm
there
like,
I am
so hard. I lurk there hard.
I lurk for like an hour, and I'm like, man, this guy seems real dead right now inside. And then I go,
What do you mean? I'm having a great time. Dude, I'm more animated playing Smite than I am speedrunning. No one wants to admit it, though.
I have a question. So when you say that,
I have an answer. Daily double.
Playing. So Alex, I would actually like to bet the entire daily double. I would like to daily double this. So
Cool.
what does
If you lose, you give all your money to Cole. So then he can buy the new Sonic game that he definitely did not get advertised for.
True.
Go ahead.
So fortunately,
about it.
I've hidden all of my assets in a third bank account overseas, so Cole will never see that.
Well,
but
we'll bet
besides
$60.
yeah, $60 is fine.
Yeah.
That works. So
Minus 60.
Is the title of your stream where you say playing Smite before it's ruined forever a joke, or
No, that's serious.
what is
Do we
serious
really
about
want to
it?
discuss? Okay, I mean, I can discuss it. One person that may play Smite in the comments.
Hold on. So let me put
I'm down to
caveat
explain
on
it.
this.
I mean,
Let me put a caveat.
it's a
on
joke
this.
for people that know
right.
what Smite is and what's coming down the pipeline because Smite 2's in the alpha. I'll give it the really quick version because I don't think anyone on this
gonna say,
platform
is
Is there
wants
a
to
character
see
coming that's gonna ruin the
play
game?
Smite.
Give me the Smite for Dummies version.
I
of
will.
This.
So there's a character called Yamoja. This character is the most polarizing character in the game. Period. She has been since she launched in season 6. And so we just wrapped season 11 of Smite. Yes.
Okay.
So for
That's a lot of seasons.
5 years straight, she has been the best character in the game. Okay, that's a bit. So for like 4 years straight, she was the best character in the game. And then for the past like 2, she's been like top 5 and the best support in the game. So she's just been the best character in her role for the longest time. And the thing about her is that she is a mechanically hard character to play. So noob people suck ass with her. Pro players ruin your fucking life with her. And so like people like me that are high skill level, I can ruin your life with Yamoja. I can. And I fucking hate this character. And so basically what they're doing is that she's been super turbo broken. She has only ever been nerfed, by the way. There are very, very few characters.
Oh, wow.
And by very, very few, there's no other character in the game that has only ever been nerfed. Yamoja has only ever been nerfed. She has never been buffed. So that should, and she's still one of the best characters in the game.
Okay, so I have a meta question for you then. Is this actually like a product of her kit, or is there stuff that happens and changes in the game around her?
Her kit's just
It's just
ridiculous.
entirely the kit. So like
The
no
kit is the
matter the
problem.
state of the game, no matter if like if like bot lane's strong or not, she's just always good.
She's
basically.
always
It's kind of
good.
like
So-
it's kind of like
Okay.
how Steve Minecraft in Ultimate is just it's
Okay.
impossible for him to not be good.
Yeah,
So even if they
basically.
were to like, even if they were to nerf like the support role, for example, and like
Doesn't
what
matter.
it was capable
She would still
of,
be
it
the
just
top of
doesn't
the-
matter. She just said,
Yes.
okay, fair enough. Yeah,
So,
all right, cool.
Basically, to describe her kit, the TLDR is that she doesn't use mana. And so for people that don't know
there you
MOBAs,
go.
there are characters that use mana, and whenever you run out of mana, you don't have you can't
can't use your
cast your
abilities.
abilities,
Yeah.
right? And so
Fucking
she doesn't have
resourceless
mana, and
characters
she
in MOBAs,
also
bro.
doesn't have cooldown. So you can just hit her buttons over and over and over as long as you have this thing called Omi, and you get Omi by building cooldown and mana. So you build those items, you get more of that. So you can spam. And what's super, super broken in Smite 1 specifically, we'll get to Smite 2, but what's super broken in Smite 1 is that there's an item called Med. And basically, since you can do this, her one ability is basically, it's a bubble that hits you and slows you, and then it's like a circle that stuns you. And it alternates between the two. So part 1 is a bubble, part 2 is a stun. And so there's 2 abilities in one. Just don't worry about it. And so if you pop meditation, which gives you mana, you get a spike in cooldown. So then you can like throw like 8 rounds of this ability and you just one-shot
Oh my
people.
God.
You one-shot people as a support, and typically
As a
supports
support.
are tanky characters that don't, well, it's a bit different, but they don't typically one-shot you. Not all of
Yeah.
them. Some of them do,
Yeah.
but like typically they have to be ahead or whatever. It doesn't really matter the game state. Yamoja will kill you if she can.
Yeah.
And so the reason why this is a bad thing, and also just the rest of her kit's dumb. I'm not going to get into it. Fundamentally, best character in the game. Mainly her ult is the reason that she's so good, which is just basically 2 walls. It divides the entire fight. Your abilities can go through, theirs can't. It's fucked up. Anyway, you can walk through, they can't walk
Holy
through.
shit.
It's massive. Anyway, so the reason
Fucking a
my
Leo
title
wall from League, but even more busted.
Yeah, so,
Jesus Christ.
ridiculous character. Anyway, so the reason that it was dead is because she's the best character in Smite. There's like 120 something. I don't know how many fucking characters. There's a shit ton of characters in Smite, right? And she's been the best for 5 years out of all those characters. B,
Jesus.
going into Smite 2, they buffed her.
Oh,
So she's been the best character in the game for 5 years straight, 6 years straight, and now she's getting buffed going into Smite 2 with a lesser cast, which a lot of people in that cast are bad matchups into Yamoja, because there's not a lot of characters with jumps specifically. Jumps, you can go over walls. If they don't have a jump or they have a dash, they just hit the fucking wall, bro. And so she's going to be
boy.
even better because of the limited god pool. So not only are they buffing her, there's a limited god pool, and so
there's less counterplay. Yeah.
and so there's
Yeah,
less
that's kind of
counterplay, and there's some other things where like it might actually not be as bad as Smite 1. We have to play, we have to see, but the eye test suggests, and from all the pro players that I've been watching and seeing their thoughts on it, they're pretty much aligned with my thought process when I saw it, which is holy shit, what the fuck are they thinking? Because it's also just a thing where like subliminal, you've got me on it. It's also a thing subliminally with this
Let
too,
him cook.
is that Smite 2 is in an alpha state, right? And basically how this alpha works, it recently went 24/7, and you have to pay to play, right? Or you can get a drop from like a streamer, like whatever. You can get a drop and play the game for free, but most of the time you're going to have to pay if you want to play it. And so the point of this alpha, right, is they want more people to come, spend money, and play the game and have fun, right? And so what do you need to do in order to do that? You need good press in order for your game to gain speed and gain momentum. And so this decision is not only dumb in so many ways, just gameplay wise, of like, why the fuck are we adding this super broken character that is also so polarizing. Here's the thing. Not only is she a broken character, she's a very polarizing character. Casuals hate her because they're like, why are you nerfing her? She sucks. And which is just not true. But
Yeah.
they're too dumb to understand, right? It's fine. They're just not as good at the game. It's cool. There's different skill levels. People understand things differently, right? And that's the thing that the devs have to balance. But here's the thing is that all the pro players, all the people that know the game, like anyone like plat and above, are like, this is the best character in the game. It's not close. And so what they're doing here is by adding her in the game, they're creating this massive divide where everyone's like, what the fuck are you doing? A. And then B, it's just like, if you want your game to gain steam, you want people to want to play the game because there's characters that people like in the game. So why are you adding a polarizing character near the beginning of the game? You're just trying to kill your own like
game,
like motion forward, because like the cast right now as it is kind of questionable, but I give them leeway because some people like certain characters, whatever. Like, I don't really agree with some of the choices, but I've been willing to kind of sweep it under the rug because I'm like, whatever. But like, this one is specifically like bad because it's just like, so many people are like, oh, game's fucking dead, Umoja's in the game, like, fuck Umoja, I fucking hate this character. And that's all the people that are not playing the game see, so they're like, oh, well, I don't want to go play that game if all these people complain about it, right? And so they're kind of killing the momentum, because the past like 2 patches, they've been gaining momentum because the game has been getting better, it's been getting more polished, it's been getting less buggy. Besides that one patch day, the people that have played Smite 2 know what I'm talking about, but outside of that patch day, it's been pretty solid, you know? And it's just like, it's just such a halt, like a grinder halt. And it's just like, you know, there's other fan favorite characters, like, for example, Ra and Thor and Poseidon. These are like legendary characters in Smite. Obviously, you all know who Thor and Poseidon are. Very popular gods. You probably even know you might know who Ra is. He's an Egyptian god. Some people don't know the Egyptian gods very well, but very, very popular gods, and none of them are in the game. But we have Chalk. None of you niggas know who Chalk is.
Nope.
It's the thing I use on like the chalkboard.
Yeah, no,
like...
not Chalk. Chalk.
Actually,
CHAAC.
what was his name again?
Chalk. CHAAC. He is a.
What kind of god is he? East Asian, Greek, Roman, Christian.
I can look up real quick. But point being is that.
I want to look him up.
I'm looking up right now. The point being is that he's a Mayan god. Point being is that like they're adding this super broken character, so not only is the game going to be less fun to play, period, because she's in the game. So what you'll see me doing, by the way, if anyone's gonna watch my stream after this, I'm playing Smite Raffle, is that I will be queuing ranked and I will be banning Umoja every game. She's never going to go through because I don't feel like experiencing that, right? But it's just like, it's just such a dumb decision, because it's just like, she's going to break the game because she's already a game breaking character in a cast of 120 characters. She's going to be a game breaking character in a cast of 30. So not only that, but you have all this backlash of people like, why the fuck are you putting this character in instead of like Ra? Like, it's just
that's stupid.
Such a ball of like bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. And then it's just like, they're like, we're listening to the community. And it's like, dude, I heard one of the pro players say this. She is the character that they have the most feedback on from not only casuals, but pro players, because they're like, bro, we have a Discord with them. You can read the fucking logs where we talk about Umoja. It is years of them saying, this is how to fix Umoja. This is how to make her less broken at the top end, but not kill her at the bottom. Like, they have all the data. They just don't give a shit. And they said, we're going to buff that bitch and put her in the game. Fuck off. And so it's cool. And so for anyone that plays Smite, which is probably no one, there's your Smite dissertation of the day. It's not my fault. Cosmic brought it up. I'm just saying it's not on me.
So here's the funny thing is, like, if you know like me and Nestani at all, you know that Nestani has been like trying to convince me to play Smite 2, like,
it's a great game
forever and ever.
I'm not gonna tell you to play it anymore though.
Yeah. So I was like, what I'm gathering is the game's dog shit now.
Well, not yet. It's still good for like the next couple weeks, but I mean, if you play ranked with banner, it's fine. And also, like, to be honest, you'll probably there's no matchmaking, so flip a coin. But like, you'll probably not run into many Umoja players that actually know what they're doing.
See, here's the thing. Like,
Chances
y'all
are
are
you'll be
blessed.
fine.
As a Pokemon Unite player, like, I don't even get pick ban until like later stages of ranked, because Pokemon Unite is a game filled with literal children. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's like,
and especially since Smite is such a tenured game, there's a lot of good players that know how to play the game, right? And typically the people that are playing on a Smite 2 alpha are typically better at the game. Well, I won't say that. No, I've been fucking stomping noobs for like weeks, but some of them are, right? It's just like, yeah, it's cooked. Anyway, yeah.
What kind of game is like Smite and League and stuff like that?
MOBA.
What is that?
Multiplayer online battle arena.
arena.
I feel like MOBA players just like having their balls crushed anyway, so I don't know. I feel like
but
they're sold on the idea of crushing other balls, but then they have their own balls crushed, and then it's just like a whole.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is that I've been Smite 2 positiviter. This is like the first time that I've actually spoken negatively. About
this is true. This is true. Every time I talk about it, you're like, "This is dope," and then
this is
the melee
by far the worst decision they have made in like the past 6 years, 7 years, like long time. This is the worst decision they have ever made, and I'll say that with my fucking chest.
The worst decision before that was adding the character to the game.
No, I think, okay, so here's the good part of adding Umoja to the game. Umoja is a really cool character to look at, right? Her fucking walls are massive, right? She puts up 2 water walls. She's a water god, right? So you get these 2 massive water walls, and if you look at that as viewer, like, oh, that's fucking cool. For everyone on the match, they want to. But like, you're like, that's cool. And then she has this like thing, like a riptide, where like she puts like a circle water ring, and if you walk through it, you get thrown forward, and you speed up. And then you can also reverse it, so if you throw it really far, it turns toward you, and you can like move a god towards you, which is cool. And then she has and then her second ability is a healing. It heals and shields, which is the main reason why this character is so super busted, because if you remember, she can cast forever, and so if she's just spamming her 2 button and giving you a heal and a shield, no other character in the game does that, by the way. No other character gives you a heal and a shield. It's always one or the other. She gets to do both. Smile. So your team just lives forever because you hit someone with it and it bounces to your other teammates. Auto walk. You don't have to aim it. It's so dumb. The more I describe this character, the more like ludicrous it sounds, especially for people that have like a League background or a Dota background. They're like, what the fuck is this character?
I'm like, this just seems super busted, bro. Like,
she's been the best character in the game for 6 years, or like top 5.
How has she not just been fundamentally like? Why was she not removed in Smite 2? Is my question. Like,
why? She doesn't need to be removed, but like, why is she at it this early? Like, why is she like? Why now?
Yeah.
Why like?
Why at the very
like you put fucking chalk in the game? Like, what the fuck? Like, and then all of a sudden you're like, we need more visually appealing characters, and you put fucking. There's other fucking anyway. There's. It's just. It's bad. It's so bad. Everything else they've done well, but it's also just funny because they make this extremely bad decision of putting Umoja in the game and then buffing her, and then they get the shitstorm, and then literally today they lay off a bunch of employees at Hirez.
Oh my god, dude!
They're kind of just digging themselves a hole right now. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, in and
stocks
out of
are
game.
down.
Jesus Christ!
And they also fired Tina, which is like, Tina has been a long stand. She's like a culture figure in Smite. She's done a lot of work with like voice packs and stuff, and she got cut. She's been there for like 10 years, like as long as like, like forever. Wow. So huge culture loss. Also all the other people that lost their jobs is also bad, but unfortunately I don't know any of you all, so I can only empathize so much. I do know who Tina is though, and that shit sucks. So they're just Smite stock's going down right now. They also like cut support for Paladins, which is their other game. Ooh, that was actually like kind of good. They had a pretty good player base.
Oh, their Overwatch game, right?
Yeah, like free to play Overwatch game. They like honestly, dude, I don't know why they didn't invest more into that game. That game had so much steam, and they just like didn't give it funding.
What's happening to Hirez? Like,
well, they're a bad company. Well, we all know that, right? They've had Rogue Company, which failed. They had Global Agenda, which failed. And by the way, these games aren't failing; they're killing these games. Let me rephrase that. They had Rogue Company, which they killed. They had Global Agenda, which they killed. They had Raw Morale. I don't know if you all remember Raw Morale, the chicken thing, the chicken battle royale. that like popped
That
off for a
sounds
month.
based as fuck.
It went fucking nuclear for like a month or two. Like fucking Tim the Tap Man, like all the fucking big streamers are playing that shit. Killed that shit in like 2 months. It was so quick. Bam. Like if you weren't there paying attention, if you weren't like in Twitch culture, you probably would have fucking missed it because that game died in insanely the quickest game death I've ever seen, by the way. They've made that fucking like fighting game. I don't even know the name of that shit because it's already dead. Like,
oh yeah,
recently launched.
So
like,
it feels like this is just Blizzard. It just feels like Activision Blizzard.
No, they're worse.
Again, they're worse.
They're worse.
That's alarming.
Hey, at least they don't treat their employees bad. Everyone that works there say that they fucking love working there. So, you know, they have a good work culture. No one's getting sexually harassed like at Riot Games and Blizzard, but, you know, so we have that going for us. However, we kill every single... I'm not we. No, hold on. They kill every game that they fucking make.
I was gonna say, like, on the other end of things, nobody has a job there anymore, so they can't talk about how much they love it there anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know how many people laid off, so they didn't really get the thing, but I think there's like
looked at this
8 notable ones.
I just looked at this Rogue Company game. It looks pretty kind of gas, honestly.
Oh, the Rogue Company. So here's the thing: all their games are really fucking good. They just fuck them up. Which is a crazy thing. Paladins was an extremely good game, and like it was way more popular than Smite for like a lot of its time. It was also like actually competing with Overwatch when it like first launched.
That's true.
It was because it was free to play and it was on console. Because the big thing about Hirez and where they make a lot of their money, where people don't understand, is that they make a lot of their money from the console fan base. As soon as they put Smite on console, they got so many more players. Like a lot of the Smite player base is on console. People don't like to admit that, but it just is. And so like that's why Paladins went so nuclear, is because you could play it on console. I think you could play Overwatch on console now, I think.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, I believe you.
But at the time you could not. Yeah. So that was a big boost for them. Also free to play, and you don't have to pay $60 fucking, right? Because that type of game should just be a free to play game. Which is so they had this crazy edge on them. They dropped the ball, right? They just made changes that were bad. Blah, blah, blah. Didn't give them enough money. I don't really know. I didn't play the game. I don't know. But like Realm Royale, I do remember because that game was gas. I played that shit. It was really fucking good. And then I forget what the mechanic was, but there was a specific mechanic with like the chickens that they changed, which was like the core. They changed like a core fundamental of the game, of the reason why people like playing it. And generally they do that with all their games. So the thing that makes the game fun, they either change it or remove it, and then they kill their game. That's like the general theme with like Global Agenda, Realm Morale, Rogue Company. Like they just like kill it. And for some reason they haven't killed Smite yet. They're trying, but unfortunately that game is just. I think Smite is just too good to fail. Unfortunately,
it's also kind of big, ain't it? Like comparatively to a lot of their other projects.
I want to say it's. Well, no, because Paladins peaked way higher. Rogue Company peaked way higher. Realm Morale peaked way higher than Smite. All of them peaked way higher than Smite. The thing with Smite, though, is that you have a lot of diehards that love the game, right? And so they're going to play it no matter what. And the core fundies, like the core fundamentals of Smite and the game engine and everything is so good that they almost can't fuck it up. And like also with the added layer of like mythology, like you could play fucking Thor, you could play Poseidon, well not in Smite 2, but you could play Poseidon, you could play like fucking like Scylla, you could play Hercules. Like there's so many like big names that you can just like play, and it's cool. And if you like mythology like I do, it entices you to play the game. So there's a lot of layers to it, right? And so I think that Smite is just as a core is just too good to fail. And that's the reason I don't think it's been dead yet, because the core fan base, you cannot get the Smite experience anywhere else, except for recently, because Deadlock is out.
Yeah.
So now there's actually another good third-person MOBA. So I'm very curious. I haven't played Deadlock, by the way. I've been meaning to. I just haven't. But like,
I've tried it and it's overwhelming.
Yeah, that's the sense I get. I'll probably like it because it's third person MOBA, but like we haven't had a proper good third person MOBA. There's been a lot of attempts. There's been Predecessor. There's been fucking
I've heard of predecessor.
Gigantic. There's been the other one. It was before predecessor. It was in the similar game engine. I forget the name of it. Point being, there's been a lot of attempts at third-person MOBAs, but none of them have stuck the way Smite has stuck, just because that game is just better than all of them, unfortunately. Just mechanically, feels-wise, like, everything's a skill shot. It's very rewarding if you're looking for that in a MOBA style. Like, a lot of people that play Smite are people that love WoW or love Call of Duty. Those are, like, the big two influxes into the game. And, yeah. I don't. You all really got me on this Smite tangent here. I wasn't gonna do this. I promise, guys, I was not gonna do this.
I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
I thought so. Yeah. No, I was locked in. Yeah.
I was tapped in. My sack was tapped. Let me just be clear.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was deadlocked in.
Yeah.
So
I need to play that game. I want to do that.
It's probably
eventually.
neat.
Deadlock was my first attempt at playing a MOBA that wasn't Pokemon Unite.
Oh, wait, do you have Deadlock?
And
you want to play?
I do have Deadlock. I'm down to try it.
Yeah, let's run some games. Yeah, because Thomas
When did
doesn't
this
want to
come
play
out?
it with
I've
me
never
because he
even
doesn't
heard
want.
of this.
He doesn't want this game. He thinks it's too fast
I've heard
for
of
him.
it, but
I've never even heard of this.
So Deadlock is it's another third-person MOBA. So
It's by
typically,
Valve.
if you think about MOBAs, you think of League of Legends, which are top-down, right? Which are boring as fucking shit.
Yeah.
And such a dog shit way to play the fucking game. Fuck all of you losers. Anyway, such a boring way to play the game. Anyway, so what Smite and Deadlock does is it takes the camera and it puts it into the third person. So the camera's behind you. Think like Fortnite. Think like. There you go. Think Fortnite. You've got it. I don't need to keep going. Third person right behind you can see the character model, whatever. And that is the thing. And so Deadlock is the newest third person MOBA attempt, but this time it's backed by Valve, which unfortunately every game that Valve makes is gold. Like it or not. CS:GO.
Yeah.
Didn't they make Dota?
They made
yeah, they were Dota.
CS:GO, Dota.
Half-Life.
Juggernauts. Half-Life. Juggernaut games.
I'm looking
really
at
fucking
When
good.
they choose to make a
Team
game, it's a
Fortress
really
2.
damn good.
Yeah, it's like Riot Games making a game. When they choose to make a game, it's fucking good. And everyone has been saying that Deadlock has been really fucking good. Like Mango's been Mango's been playing it. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. It's also a MOBA
yeah.
with guns. That's the other thing.
It's a MOBA with
like,
guns. So it's like if Fortnite was a MOBA, but there's no building.
But there's no building, yeah.
There's like abilities and stuff.
So no build Fortnite MOBA.
Yeah,
that's
I guess. Yeah, it's basically like Smite with guns. And
Fair enough. Yeah.
It seems cool. I don't have anything to say about it. I still need to play it. I've been wanting to play it, but again, the person that I normally queue with on Smite, he doesn't want to play the game. So
Damn.
Eventually, it
But me and
will.
Jared
Fuck
may play
Ryan
it,
in theory.
I don't know. I haven't talked to Ryan about the game actually. I don't know if he wants to play it.
Oh, okay.
No, I was talking about Thomas. He's the person that I
yeah,
play
yeah,
Smite
yeah.
with all the time. You'll see him on the stream. If you all
Yeah.
watch the Smite 2 streams, Omega lol.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm there.
Lol.
I'm tapped in.
Oh, we're tapped in. We're on mute.
On mute.
Well, no, usually what I'll do is like I'll keep the stream unmuted, but I'll keep it like really low.
Really low?
Kind of. Well, no, because I just
I know
having
what-
like the background
Yeah,
chatter
yeah,
of
yeah.
just like people like chilling or laughing. But it's like if it's too, I don't know if anyone else has this where it's like if I'm listening to music with lyrics, I find it really distracting.
I agree.
Because my brain attaches onto the words.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with having a stream on in the background. Like I would farm like Bob Ross streams all the time and just turn it down super
dude.
low, just so
Hell
it
yeah.
like my brain wouldn't attach onto the words, so I could just focus on what I'm doing without the static within my brain just like taking over completely.
And that is the core foundation of Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch primarily is a second monitor platform, which is like funny to think about, but it is primarily a second monitor platform.
It's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a completely random
But it can
thing,
be
we were
a
talking-
primary monitor. Like I watch Twitch
Yeah.
as a primary monitor half the time. The other half the time, it's background, right?
Yeah.
It just depends.
There is something else too. Deadlock recently added this thing for like its anti-cheat detection sort of thing because it's an FPS, so you're more likely to get people to.
Bro, people
You know-
cheat in every fucking game. It's like
I mean,
criminal.
people cheat in
I
every
don't
game,
understand why
but
people cheat, bro. Like I
true,
don't
yeah.
like
It's
how is
cringe.
it fun? That's my thing is I don't know how it's fun. That like I don't get it at a
I think
fundamental
people just like
level.
shitting on other people, and I understand that, but it's like
I mean, if I,
They like being in control without much effort.
That's probably it. Honestly.
But like that's boring. I don't know.
Not to them.
I mean, me personally, I load
they just
into
have
an
a skill
arena
issue.
game. I go like 52-0 every single fucking game on Smite 2,
It's boring
and I'm
to- it's
bored,
not
so I
boring.
keep ranked.
It's not boring to people who like are just like.
Well,
My
here's the
words
thing.
are.
Okay. I got you. I'm gonna pick it up.
All right.
Don't worry.
Pick it up, brother. All right, I got you.
It is people. It
Fucking
is
lighthouse in the
essentially.
background,
It is essentially the same. It
The
is
feds are
essentially
onto him.
They're outside.
He's
It is
so
essentially-
famous that he's getting swatted live on the podcast.
No, God, no, please, no. It's my
Oh,
worst
God.
fucking nightmare.
He deserves it after that first
Yeah,
combo
for
we
real.
had
That's the
earlier
main reason
today.
I don't want to be like giga famous. I don't want to get famous enough to get swatted. That's like
Yeah.
actually like
Yeah.
I would love to
the
just be
point-
like a 2K Andy on Twitch. Love that.
Yeah.
Anything more? Fuck out of here. I don't want to
Yeah.
be Ludwig level. Fuck that shit.
Fuck
I want to be Cutie
Fuck
Cinderella. Just
Ludwig.
like
Yeah,
2K
that's,
chilling.
Ludwig.
2K and chilling. You don't have like the fucking
Although
geo
she's been like
guessers.
a 4K Andy
looking
recently.
at-
She's been farming 5K Andy.
Dang. Look
Good
at
for
her
her.
go.
Let's go, women.
Absolutely.
Not that I'm
True.
tapped into every single Cutie Cinderella stream, but I am.
You definitely gone.
Anyway, we're gonna say Cosmic.
So
Before
I
I
was
nuked
gonna.
you.
Well, I was gonna say no. You're good. It's fine. It is really just sort of like the same people like that just cheat. They're really like the gamers version of AI artists, right? Because they care about the result instead of the process.
Holy shit, are you okay?
He just knows I'm spitting.
That is an interesting.
to put it ever, by the way. Fucking AI artists of gaming is crazy, bro.
I mean, again, like people that put words into prompts and then go, look at my art, they care more about the result than they do about the process of making the art.
Yeah.
Right? They just go, oh, look at
Yeah.
my finished thing. And then somebody that like cheats goes like, oh, look at my score. They don't care about like the process of having fun and improving, right? And getting to the point
Yeah,
where
but my
they can
thing is
just
like, how do you not
shit
get
on people
bored
anyway.
after a while? That's my thing.
Well,
because
it
of-
can be
because
fun
you
like
see-
once or twice, but like the
because
third
you
time,
see the result, that's it, and that's the high.
Yeah, they
that
don't care about
get
the
from it.
progress. They just
Yeah,
care about the result.
Exactly.
But what if the process is stupid? Like GTA 5 is stupid. Like
Why are we on
that?
GTA
The entire
5?
process of like building up GTA Online in that game is just like you do a bunch of monotonous tasks and it takes you forever to get money. And they want you to just buy shark cards so you can just afford everything. So I get people cheating in GTA 5, is what I'm saying.
Because it just
It's like, I
it's
don't
like
wanna grind in
piracy in the
GTA
same way
5.
where it just like easier access to the content, right?
Yeah, I mean that I think there's some layers of gray to it, but we're talking about specifically.
games.
We're talking about instances where you're impacting.
What are you talking
others-
about? People still play
You're
GTA.
impacting
Well,
other
people-
people's
I mean,
experience
Well,
with the game.
People
not a
have
competitive
affairs
game.
in that game.
GTA
How
is
is
not
it
a
not
competitive
real?
game. We're talking about competitive games, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean,
competitive
people
games
are
is
competitively
competitive games.
dating in people are
like,
competitively dating in GTA 5. Let's be real.
Yeah, because like the thing is,
Sorry,
well,
it's
I
too
mean,
topical,
again,
but-
casual sex does imply the existence of ranked
Ranked competitive sex.
sex.
Oh,
yeah,
we're back on
exactly.
Goon Goon. I see.
So no, you're good. Anyway, so right because you
That's like the
can
only
just
thing I know. I just know that.
because the
It's
phrase
crazy.
the process is stupid is so malleable that you can apply it to a bunch of things that can then just serve the purpose of whatever you want to say is stupid, right? But the
Like Cole's
The
points before
underlying
podcast.
the underlying fundamental
I'm right.
idea here is really just like, number one, it's like if you're taking the competition out of something, then that's, you know, a problem. And then if you're also impacting,
It's boring.
you know, like an art form too, it's boring too. Because the thing is that let's say like let's take speedrunning for example, right?
Dream.
You can say, well, dream.
I have a
you
dream.
can. Oh no, I don't honestly.
I have a dream that one day all speedrunners will
Wow,
start
this
cheating.
took a turn.
Will be judged by the content of their runs.
and not the
rather
process of
than-
how they got them.
rather than, yeah. Well, I was gonna say their place on the leaderboard or their place
Results-oriented speedrunning. Goddamn.
Yeah, right. So, well, I mean, the thing is, right, is that you can say like the process of getting a good run after a certain point is just throwing runs at the fucking board and just hoping that something lands, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
and
like
why
well, you
do
have
that
to
when
grind
you
out.
could just cheat the numbers and then get the run you
Yeah.
deserve?
Exactly. Yeah, it's one of those.
Let's go, Dream.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
When did that
Guy-
happen, dude? That felt so long ago.
That does feel
It
very
was like
long
4 years
ago.
ago, I think. It was like 2020, right?
Was it really 4 years
Yeah.
ago?
Dude,
2020?
that is crazy. That
All I remember from
Man.
that is honestly like just Mortal fucking dunking on him for
dude,
like
he
3 months
hated
straight.
Dream. He
Which is
hated Dream
weird.
before
Peak
that,
content.
but
I
He
loved
hated
it.
Dream
Yeah, it was-
before it was
He
cool.
did
Which,
hate him
like,
he
before,
did.
but,
He
like,
actually did.
For 3 months, it was
It's-
like peak Dream hatred. It was so funny. It was peak
and that's
Mortal.
was
weird
awesome.
to me because like Mortal is like the demographic that Dream targets, that age range, right? So like it's strange to me.
Disrespectful.
I didn't say that. Hey, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Oh, that was funny.
So
Bars, as they say.
fucking Nestani is just done, dude. Nestani
I don't want to
is
pivot out
wrecked.
of this, but to kind of put a bow on the whole cheating thing, I guess. Unless anyone has anything else to bring up.
Well,
the reason I brought it up
really.
with Deadlock is because they implemented something really
Deadcock.
funny. Deadcock. I agree. I've been saying this. But they implemented something really funny with it, where if they detect that someone is cheating, like in the middle of the match, it presents the rest of the players with two options. Where it's just ban them now and end the match right now, or turn them into a frog.
Oh yeah, that's
For
just
the rest of the
that shit is tight.
and you
That is
either have
great.
it's
Fuck, that's bars. That's
and all they can do is just hop around as a frog and die.
that is
So it's
fucking
either ban
That's
them
awesome.
now or it's frog now, ban later. It's so
Yo,
so
we go
big.
frog monster mode, as they say. Like, come on, give me the
Oh
frog.
my
I remember
God.
seeing that patch and I was like,
That
damn,
is
that shit actually
peak
kind of
content.
fire.
Bro,
That shit
Valve know
pretty
how to
fire,
make games,
dude.
man. I don't know. God damn. Well, besides CS2, we don't talk about that, but they know how to make games.
Damn.
Yeah. No,
Unless
it's,
people like
it's good.
CS2 now. I haven't kept on the
I don't
Discord,
know.
but
I don't
The last
play that
thing
game
I heard of it is
because
that people
the people
hate
who
that
play
game.
that game scare me.
Well, I thought that people
Valid.
liked it, but
it's like people that play
people,
Rainbow Six Siege. I'm not trying to talk to any of those people.
people liked it,
I mean,
but
that's
I
the
don't
community
think that it
that
has the
produced Jinxie,
staying
or
power
whatever his
of
name
like
is, so.
Go, or it doesn't have the same power of like Source or Go at the moment. So, but that's kind of all I've heard. It's probably a little touch and go. So
Yeah, I only play
Yeah.
Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights.
Guys, have you heard of Spellbreak?
You know,
Do y'all remember that game?
no. Mm-mm.
No.
Is that the one where you're a
Dude.
caster? It's a MOBA. Or like a
Yeah.
battle royale.
It was Battle
Yeah, I
Royale
remember
MOBA
that.
caster.
Battle
Dude,
Royale,
that
yeah.
game was so fucking good. It's such a
There's-
shame that shit died, bro.
I don't know,
I think
it
there's
was-
still like
there
private
was
lobbies
a-
going on, but like you don't want to join them because those kids are fucking cracked.
There's a lot of those like third-person shooter style battle royales that kind of cropped up, and they were in obviously like direct competition with Fortnite, but honestly, Fortnite is just swallowing fucking
Yeah,
cum.
it's
like
it's just a better game,
they're just
unfortunately.
it's just
Sure.
They're
like they-
eating
whatever
corn
you
on the
say.
cob the long way.
yeah, they're taking everybody's lunch money, dude, and shaking them down.
They have
like,
Ariana Grande in
just-
the game,
is-
bro. Like, how are you gonna compete with
Yeah.
that? You just
It's
you're cooked.
it's over.
Like at this point,
Yeah.
they're too big. Like it's like Smite, but on an even
Yeah.
bigger scale. They're too big to lose. Their game's too
Exactly.
good. They can't fuck it up.
Which is
anymore.
kind of why, to an extent, like Fall Guys popped off for a while, because it was a battle royale that wasn't a shooter, right?
I mean, people are still playing that game.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that kind of got
still-
a
I'm
Mega
sure.
popular
I'm
game.
sure numbers are down at least a little bit.
I
but,
mean, yeah,
like,
from the peak, but like,
Yeah,
Fortnite's
but, like,
numbers
people
are
are still
down, but
different.
they're still crushing it.
yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah, they're still crushing
because
it.
like
yeah.
every fucking 12-year-old plays Fortnite.
And there's even a bunch of games recently like that are in completely different genres, like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which is a fighting game, and Final Fantasy 14, which is an MMORPG, have added Fall Guys modes. Like, that just tells me that there is like a decent amount of appeal just from having a battle royale style that's not a third-person shooter.
Well, honestly, you could play Fall Guys in Fortnite because of its creative modes and stuff now.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of reached like the Roblox thing too, where it's like, you could just create whatever level you want in that. Like you could play chain together maps. Like it's like limitless.
Fortnite Among
It's like-
Us.
Yeah.
It's honestly kind of crazy, like how Fortnite can be any game with almost any character they want. It's like a really weird position that I don't think a video game's ever
Yeah,
been
bro,
in
you can
before.
be LeBron James and Among Us. That's crazy. Like,
It's weird that like
what?
you could be LeBron James
just-
and Among Us.
I'm-
That's what
I'm
you can
so
do
tapped
in
out.
Fortnite.
I'm so tapped out of this
pick LeBron, the
conversation.
character, because LeBron's in the game, and then you can go play the Among Us game mode as LeBron James. That's
Wow,
what
dude.
I just said. I don't
Can you
understand
do-
why
wait,
that was
can you-
so
wait.
confusing. You can,
But can you when you're like walking around the map, can you do the thing where it's like whatever the hand motions he does? You know what
I
I'm
don't
talking
play the
about?
game. I just know that LeBron's in the game. Just the same reason
Why
I
are
know
you quizzing
Ariana's
us
in the
on
game.
Fortnite lore? This sucks.
I haven't played Fortnite since 2018, like everyone else in the world.
Dude, you didn't play when OG
now
Fortnite
now
was
I'm
back.
getting, now I'm getting war flashbacks to when Nestani and I would like queue up in Apex Legends or something and get our asses beat.
Whoa.
You remember that? Not like that.
You-
But not like that. Not that kind of ass beating. Not the good kind. Not the good kind, according to Cosmic.
We
but-
didn't do that bad. It was like average. There were just games.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it was necessarily. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It was just like
It was mad. Okay. I just
fine.
remember.
They're fine games.
I-
I don't think we ever
Fair
won,
enough.
but like,
No. Yeah. If we don't win, that means we lose.
I mean, yeah. If you're not number one on the leaderboard, fuck you.
Yeah. Second place is first loser. Actually.
Yeah, if you don't have world record, you're a pussy. People have
Yeah.
been saying this.
Hit world record culture. Am I right?
I hate battle royales. That's all I have to say about that. I just don't like them
Amen.
as a concept. I also don't like traditional MOBAs as a concept, especially top-down ones.
Yeah.
I just don't like video
And why
games.
did you queue up in Pokemon Unite with us? Were you that bored?
I just wanted to hang out with you. That was kind of it.
well,
But it's
that's
the only
I
fucking game
appreciate
that you
that.
play. So.
Oh wow, that's the
Here's the thing:
camaraderie,
is that I will
honestly.
play.
Well, now I have Deadlock, so.
Here's the thing: is I will play any game if my friends are playing it. I will like if all of my friends
See,
suddenly
I'm not
started
like
playing
that.
CS:GO. I'm on CS:GO. If everyone starts playing League of Legends, I'll play I've played League of Legends multiple times in my life because I had one friend group that played League of Legends, so I played with them for like 2-3 months.
Yeah, fuck it.
And I still hop on with them occasionally. I haven't in like the past like 2 years, but like I used to hop on occasionally.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm the complete opposite. Like,
Like,
if,
I'm just down to
if I don't
play.
fuck with. That's fair.
Well, here's the thing. I also don't.
You're a
solo
better
queue.
friend than.
I don't solo
Yeah.
queue Smite. I don't know if anyone has ever noticed this, but I do not solo queue Smite. It's just not a thing that
Yeah.
happens unless I'm really bored.
You're like one of those people who say like,
not gonna
"Oh, I
do it.
only drink socially." You know what I mean? It's like
I mean, I only drink.
I only
socially.
queue socially.
I used to play Smite solo, but like I just don't like. I mean, like when I was doing like when I got masters and stuff, like I was queuing solo, like I was getting better. But I don't really care to grind the game because I don't really care to like get better at it. If that makes sense. Like I'm good enough. I'm just playing for fun. I just want to click the buttons. I just want to play I just like the feel of the game. I like the mechanics of the game. I just want to play the game, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
The game
necessarily
feel.
my getting good era. Although I've been having the itch to kind of try to get good again, but I don't think it's gonna stick. But no, I pretty much play these games purely for the social aspect because like if we're not playing Smite, me and Thomas don't talk that often, right? But if we're
That's
playing
fair.
Smite, it's on all the time,
Yeah.
right? And that's my that like especially as I get older, that's like my view on like all these multiplayer games is that you're not playing the game to play the game, you're playing the game to hang out with your friends, and that's just the lens I view it on. Which is why like I don't play Valorant. I've actually wanted to play Valorant for the longest time because I think that game's sick. I watch it all the time on Twitch, but I don't play the game because I don't have any people that play the game. Like I don't have any friends that play the game, so therefore I don't play Valorant. It's just as simple as that, you know.
yeah.
Totally fair. I mean, that was also why you played 2XKO, even though you were like, you felt like you're like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but you were still playing.
Yeah,
I was like,
because
yeah, I'll
I
play.
was playing with you, right? Like
Yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
I would
Yeah.
have played that game nearly as much if I wasn't playing with Cosmic. In fact, I didn't play the game unless I was playing with Cosmic.
Yeah, there you
Fun
go.
fact. I went into training mode for like 5 minutes and I was like, this is boring as shit, and I exited out the game.
Yeah.
I actually think I
And
ended
then-
out the game and went back to doing my actual job's work because I think I was working from home that day.
Damn.
I got bored of
And then
doing
I think
work, and then I went back to work.
I remember saying to you like a couple of times, like, well, you could always just lab it out, and you're like,
No.
nah, I'd rather just play. And I was like,
Yeah.
fair enough. I won't push it then. So,
I mean, that's like my biggest hurdle with fighting games, I think, is that I cannot lab. Like, I cannot, like, play
Yeah.
alone.
I would say
They're
like,
cheap.
No, that's just boring.
Oh. All right.
That's
I
more
would say,
boring than
like-
labbing. IMO.
if you were playing,
I'd rather
playing,
lab
like,
than cheat.
Just trying to be a devil on your shoulder.
if we were playing like fighting games like 20 years ago, I would say honestly, labbing is not really all that important because a lot of the time that you would play fighting games would be like in an arcade or something with people.
Yeah, but nowadays labbing is
But
important
now,
if you ever
like,
want to get
labbing
in.
is super important.
Yeah. Labbing in
Yeah.
every single game, and labbing not even like labbing like getting your combos or your reps, but like even like in Smite, like going
Movement
into
or-
your characters and being like, what items do I need to build? Like that is a
Yeah,
form of
exactly.
labbing, and I don't do that. I don't fucking jungle practice in Smite. Like, which items do I build? I just try out whatever build is in my fucking head, and then I just do it in the game. Very similar to how we played 2XKO. I was just like.
Fucking do it. Yeah.
You see, I
And I figured out some combos along the way. I had like some
You did.
2 pieces, maybe a 3-piece
Yeah.
every now and again.
Deadlock has this nice thing where I don't know if other MOBAs have it, but it lets you browse builds that other people have made, like just in game, and just like lets you
People do that
auto-select them
kind
pretty
of.
much.
They have like a popular builds tab in League. They have a popular builds tab in
Yeah, it's like super
Smite,
hardcore
but it's
building
not-
in the game.
yeah. It's not like here's a 1-to-1 build of what this player built in this game. Like that's not
Yeah.
that, but they have
Well, and
suggestions.
like it's like set up so it has like like tabs, like here's what you buy early, here's like optional stuff early.
Yeah, that's
by
cool
the way,
because I took one look at the Deadlock shop and I said, "Holy fucking shit, that's so ass."
Yeah.
It looks really confusing and overwhelming, and that's coming from a
Oh,
mobile
it was
person.
very confusing and overwhelming. So it's like, oh, somebody has figured out the game
Especially
for
on
me.
top
I'm
of
just gonna roll
like
with
4 lanes, 6 people. Like, goddamn, there's a lot going on.
that. Yeah. It's just
When I played,
but I also applaud it because it's like there's not really a game like Deadlock
No.
as far as MOBA goes because it's like MOBA's kind of like other than like Pokemon
I think it's
Unite,
the
like,
first
to
one
me-
with a gun, because
Well,
most of them have
sure.
been like trying to copy Smite, like for the longest time. Like they've had like traditional like casters, bow users, like mage shit.
Yeah.
Like this is like the first one that has like been like, hey,
It's all
here,
guns.
like this is like
We're gonna shoot
gun.
people.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot people in the head with a gun. Bang. And
Bang.
to that, I like hats off to them. But like, I don't know. I think it's. I don't know where I was going. I lost it. Whatever. Go ahead. Unless you already ended your thing, in which case, Cosmic.
I guess I did, but even still being told what to do, it's still so overwhelming because like the people who are like the people who are like in the game and playing it are like kind of like with Smite 2 where they're like all like really good. So I'm just
Yeah.
getting like my ass beat on the regular all the time, like regardless of who I'm playing with, and it's depressing.
I mean,
It just-
I think a lot of that is just like experienced MOBA players are popping on and playing.
Yeah.
Because like literally, like
'Cause
the
I'm-
people that won like the first Deadlock tournament, like 2 of them are Smite Pro players. 2 of them
Well, the
are
other thing
former
too-
world championships of Smite players. Actually, shouts to Veneno and Elion.
Yeah, I'm coming from like Pokemon Unite, right? Where it's like there's no economy in Pokemon Unite, so
that
it's
game
all
is
it's
literally
all
for children, bro.
It is. I
can't
know.
believe you
It's
still
fun.
play that shit. It is.
It's fun.
No, it's not.
Beating up small children.
That game is so ass, guys. I don't know how to say
it's
this,
bad.
but Pokemon Unite is such an awful game. It's so boring. I get no dopamine from playing, and I still played that shit for like a month with Jax.
You breathed on people with
Jesus.
Sylveon. That shit was funny. Like every time you'd press your spell, you just go like.
Oh yeah,
the entire time.
I do that with a
That's
noob
how
from
you kept
Smite as
yourself
well.
sane.
Yeah, I like doing sound effects whenever I play games.
That's
To
valid.
no one's surprise.
Everyone's been saying this.
If you've ever
Everybody.
clicked on
Actually, this
fucking
isn't a
Nestani
podcast.
thing-
This is an intervention for your sound effects library.
It's not gonna stop, bro. It's
boy.
uncontrollable. Like it's on site.
Yeah. In summary, Your Honor, League of Legends.
I think Cosmic was
Death.
about to
Yeah.
say something.
I totally forgot, bro. I'm gonna be so real. So it's all good.
It's torch.
I think Cole is about
my
to say
30
something.
pound my 30-pound ruck plate did come in though. So
Oh my God, he's rocking his tuck-in. Holy shit.
Dude, every time I'm on the treadmill, like doing an incline walk, I'm thinking about you. I'm like, God damn, dude, I should be rocking. Damn.
That looks like one of the like.
Oh, wait, I know what we can pivot to. Jaxler, you wanted to talk about something, I think, on the podcast.
Oh yeah, freaking. Well, first of all,
I don't know if you still want
was.
to talk about it, but like, I
Yeah,
just remember
I'll
you
still
told us
talk
to
about
bring
it.
it up
Fuck it.
this week. And I
Yeah,
meant to do
sure,
that
why
earlier.
not?
I meant to do that. That's what I was going to do after the
Yeah,
Japanese
I was
thing, but
thinking
then
about
Cosmic
it,
had me
yeah.
talk about Smite for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that,
all right.
life is life
not my
has been.
fault.
We run back. We get
I
to it all.
told you to give us Smite for dummies, and you gave us Smite for above average. Okay,
It was Smite for Dummies. All of that was base level. I didn't go into everything.
I understood it, and I
could go more.
and I am an idiot child, so it's like we're good. But like, okay.
You're not an idiot. Don't talk about my friend that way. All right, continue.
So my life has been a series of interesting turns lately. Many episodes ago, I kind of talked about how one of my legs is longer than the other, like just proportionally wise. So we got tired of me having to like have problems walking and shit because it was really like it hurts to walk and shit. So went to an orthopedic doctor and he's like, yeah, bones wise, X-ray wise, one leg's not longer than the other. So sorry, and just kicked me off to PT. But then I go to PT and the physical
Not to be
therapist
confused with PT, Vanessa. Not to be confused with her. We're talking
yeah,
about physical therapy.
newly minted games committee.
Ooh, let's
Yeah,
go PT.
shout out PT.
Love PT.
Yeah, let's go. We love that here.
Physical therapy, though.
Yeah, physical therapy specifically. She's like, yeah, no, like, I can see what the orthopedic was saying bone-wise, but, like, she was like, yeah, no, your hip is, like, rotated 2 inches out of alignment from where it should be. So that's the reason why it feels like your left leg is longer than the right by, like, an inch or two. And so...
So you're saying
like,
that 2 inches is enough?
It is enough, right?
Okay.
And so... Here's the crazy thing. She did, like, it wasn't like a chiropractor adjustment, but, like, she did this, like, kind of, like, sort of stretch sort of thing where it was kind of, like, re-rotating the hip a little bit. And we did that for a couple of, like, sets, if you will. And then I got up and walked, and it felt like I had walked without limping for the first time in my entire life. Like, it actually felt like I walked evenly. Now,
That's incredible.
It's crazy, right? Because I had been living my life until this point assuming that I was going to be walking around with like a mechanical walking issue for the rest of my life because I just thought, well, that's just the card, that was just the hand I was dealt. But yeah, and then the other thing too, which was more so a fitness thing, but it relates because it's my knees.
Fitness gram pacer test.
So yeah, so before I forget. Tendonitis in the knees, so there is like an actual issue with my knees. So I wasn't crazy. I wasn't gaslit. I wasn't gaslighting myself or anything like that. I actually did have a problem. But the other thing is like I was having issue, you know, in the gym with like doing like back squat and stuff like that. So I was like, well, like why are my knees hurting so much when I do this? Why do I feel my knees and not? No, it was not because of my hips. It was because of my ankle mobility. And so what the PT had me do is she took like a wooden board and like put it underneath my heels and then have me do a squat. I squatted all the way down to my heels for the first time, like ever in my life, full range of motion. Wow. And it's because that board eliminated like the whole ankle mobility factor.
A weeble wobble.
So if we work on like my like calf stretching, like ankle mobility, and then also like this, you know, knee stuff, like I could actually like walk like a normal person. And it's like, I walk side to side because I have flat feet. It's not because there's anything wrong with me. I was just born with like I'm sure Nestani hears it all the time when I'm like fidgeting around and he's doing the edits for the podcast. But I have like flat feet. I have flat feet as fuck. So anytime I tap my foot, it's like I'm clapping my hands. It's like the worst. I'm doing it right now for effect. I'm sure y'all can hear it.
Yeah, this guy
it's just
adds
the greatest
at least
thing ever.
20 minutes of work to the podcast every week.
Yeah.
By himself.
I'm a real high value contributor to this podcast. And by high value, I mean negative value. I'm just here, man. But yeah,
that's crazy though.
It's the one health dub I've had in like the last 5 years, and it's
pretty fucking cool.
I needed something, you know. It's just like shit's been rough. I didn't get the job I was hoping to get. I am still sleep is fucked up. Diabetes is still fucked up. but there's hope
Yeah.
because if I can exercise again because my knees don't hurt, I can work on my diabetes shit. So it's like tumbling and tumbling and tumbling. So yeah, there was that. And then I also just got back from visiting Rochester, visiting all my speedrun and
Yeah, I saw your
Smash friends.
picture on Twitter. Yeah.
yeah, that was a really good time. And it's just, sometimes you just need a reminder that people care about you. And I didn't, sometimes I not that I take it for granted, but it's like you don't realize how much people care about you until they tell you how much they care about you. And it's like I hadn't seen some of these people that I saw I hadn't seen in almost 4 or 5 years because of the pandemic. And so it was one of those things where it emotionally it felt very gratifying, but it was in a weird way, and this could be a topic for another day. It's just like kind of like a perspective realigning on like what the fuck am I doing with myself, like with my time wise, right? Like I feel like I'm in a spot where I'm trying to like satisfy the wrong people in terms of like what I'm doing and how I'm doing it.
Hey guys, do you think he's talking about us or?
No, not y'all. Y'all are in the group of people that I want.
Do you think he's talking about this podcast?
Yeah. Well, this podcast is part of that, right? So like, for example, I'm like doing all these things, and I'm like, Nestani and I have talked a lot about how I self-sabotage. So, I had a kind of a thought of like when I was on the plane, I'm like, do I really not want to make content, or is that just my brain self-sabotaging? So I'm almost kind of in a spot like, hey, maybe I take another look at this and do it my way, as opposed to saying, oh, my way can't work because XYZ. Like, I had a great piece of advice recently where it's like you can come up with an infinite amount of reasons to not do something.
Yep.
But all you need is a couple good reasons to do something. And so, I don't know.
I'm of the opinion that you
empathize
only need one reason to do something, and that is you want to do it.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm also like interrogating why I want to do things. Do I do it because I want to do it, or because it'll, get my family off my back a little bit, It's like, or it's like, am I doing this because it allows me to distill what I do into a package that is more palatable to like the people around me so they can understand it. Right. And so
I understand the package.
Yeah. Stuart looks in his sack.
What are the thoughts then, my G?
Where
do you go forward?
I think I want to. First of all, being at like RIT and all, and, some of the people I would hang out with in speedrunning and in platform fighting games, like, are also into game dev. And, this is something I thought back when we were filming episodes and I was in Maine. And Nestani was like, why don't you like doing game dev anymore? Like, why don't you do this? This is something you care about. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, you're right. This is something I care about. So, I mean, shoot, like literally, I don't remember. It was probably today. My sleep has been fucked up, so time dilation is a thing.
Yeah, bro, he's been streaming when I'm waking up at like 7
I wrote like a
It's
whole
crazy.
mini. I wrote like a whole mini pitch sort of thing of like this cool game idea that I had, so I can like express the ideas to other people. That's like a whole nother freaking thing. And also, I don't want to. I guess I showed it a little bit on camera, but I also don't want to show it because it's like really unique. And please don't steal my ideas.
Blur it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good. And enhance.
It just says at the top, Chibi Robo 2. So
we already tried doing that in grad school, and we saw how that turned out.
Well,
it was pretty
to
solid.
To quote the son of a family friend, when he saw like the trailer for the game I made in college, that looks kind of bad.
oh my god, dude!
And this is the one that I had you play.
Absolutely.
I mean, the
with
game
the
was like pretty good. I mean, the art,
wrecked.
like, sure, it's not the greatest art ever, but like, the gameplay was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out that people
Solid.
enjoyed like picking up blocks and putting them elsewhere a lot more than jumping and platforming. So that was
It's a learning
that
experience.
one broke my heart a little bit.
That's a learning
But
experience.
yeah, it's just every time I visit people again, because I'm in a very like isolated spot in like location wise with regards to the things that I do and I care about. I'm slowly finding more and more people in my area that are like speedrunner people or fighting game people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it's tough because it's Indiana, right? But on the flip side, you know, when I put myself into situations where I'm around the people I care about most, it reminds me why I do what I do. So I don't know. I guess the whole reason I bring this up is because it's like, if anyone out there is also struggling with the same thing, go find your people again, because that'll like kind of focus your purpose a little bit. If you don't have any people, then I'm sorry, that just sucks.
Get fucked. I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, make some friends.
Make some friends. Find people on Discord, really, because I mean, you might as well take what you can get, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's not like those relationships don't have any merit either, right? Like, I don't know.
It is not the same, in my opinion,
of course,
face to face. But like, you take what you can get. You work with what you got.
Yeah.
So
I mean, literally,
it's one
all
of those
of us
things
met
too,
through
like,
a Discord thing,
Twitch,
right?
Yeah, and
we all met through
yeah.
speedrunning, right? It's just
We met because like I heard Nestani and Cole talking in a call, and I was like, "Yo, let me in that bitch."
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh shit, the three of them are in there. Get me the fuck in."
Give me the
and then we made a
there.
podcast, and it's all been downhill from there.
Jesus.
And speaking of downhill, you can go downhill to the like and subscribe button right now, and downhill to the comment sections and leave a comment about what your favorite part of what Cole said for the last 45 minutes, because I don't think he said an entire word.
I didn't say. Dude, you guys were not talking about my topics. You were not talking about my topics.
My special interests are
although
being
at the
covered.
end, this ending topic I could have, but you know, we had to wrap it up.
We can revisit.
I mean, I was gonna
wrapping it up is good. You should wrap it up at home, everyone.
True. I was gonna say, after you like and subscribe, be sure to include a pitch for even though nobody asked in your multi-level marketing scheme, so that we can get even more reach. Honestly,
exactly.
So just put that in as part of you. Just be like, okay, you know, you should buy this thing and invest in this, and then tell your friends about it, but also watch this podcast. So yeah, it can just be a side part of your multi-level marketing scheme. Anything for the bag. You know.
Exactly.
Bye, everybody.
And remember to keep goon.
Yeah, keep goon in your hearts.
Truly Vice City.